Hello, hello. How is everyone doing this evening? Welcome to another Monday stream. Hi, Medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing? So, yeah, you like? Do you like? I hope so. There we go. So I have ads. I just enabled ads, and so they came on too early, so I'll have to fix that. So if you're stuck in an ad, we only got 45 seconds to go, and then we can get started. "30 seconds, and we can get going." The guitar wall has been started. CMC, how's it going? It is getting there pretty quickly. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
You are not Lake Parkasama. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, so new stuff. I switched the setup here. So I was over there on that wall where the table is. And it was like facing back into the room with the fireplace, and the fireplace was cool and all that, but it was like, it's a really narrow room, but a really long room. And so you really couldn't see anything back there. And I thought it'd be better to switch it around so I could have cool stuff behind me. So we'll see how that works out, see how it goes. And then, yeah. So, the queue is open. Guitars are cooler than a fireplace. Yeah. You can't see them super great, but yeah, you know they're back there. Maybe with a camera upgrade. Yeah, cool stuff. I think it turned out pretty well. Pretty happy with it. I still got tons of stuff to hang up and all that. We're not there yet. We're still getting furniture straight. So, but we're getting there, and I like the way it's turning out. Rune and tarot readings will be this evening. This is the first stream where I have ad enabled. It is a minute and a half, but only every 30 minutes, which isn't too bad. So if I'm in the middle of a reading and ads pop up, just let me know, because we only have to delay a little bit to get back into it again. And we'll see how that goes for us. And I had them on before, and I turned them off, and it seems like at the time I just didn't care. But it seems like pretty much everybody's running ads now, so I don't want to chase people off by being one of the only ones running ads. But I haven't been in a chat lately that doesn't run ads, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Best reason to do things is because everyone else is doing it. So anyway, there we go. That's what we got going on. How is everyone doing this evening? How are you doing, CMC Air Boss? How are you doing, Parker? Medium Jenny Lee said she was in a food coma. We had our first experience with chicken fiesta this evening. So we are chicken fiested out. Have you guys eaten at Chicken Fiesta? Do you guys have a chicken fiesta? We didn't have one where we were living, and we have one where we're at now, and we decided to try it, and it was pretty tasty. All right, so Medium Jenny redeemed Instant Witch, Runic Oracle, and then we'll get started with your reading, Parker. Hello, linguist. How are you doing this evening? Welcome, welcome. Let me do something really quick. Before we get going here. Okay. There we go. How are you doing, linguist? Doing wonderful. We're doing well. We were just saying we had we ate at Chicken PS tonight. We had never eaten there before. So that was that was good. That was well. That was good. I can tell that's a Schecter, a Jackson Dinky, and Ibanez SR250 bass. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Oh, mercy, the whole deck came out. All right, I got one for you, though. Burkano, medium Ginny Lee. One came out face up. So, Burkano. Which is the birch goddess. The rune of growth. The rune renewal, fertility. Fertility fuels symbolic growth, relationship and business, development of the self and transformation into a new form. Its actions are gentle, focus on your own self-development, and disperse of the things that are keeping you from growing, and then accomplish your work. I think this is the perfect card. Development of the self, transform into a new form. It's going to be a gentle action, so it's not going to be like the tower, like a transformation like the tower. It's going to be a gentle transformation. Focus on your self-development. Disperse of the things that are keeping you from growing. And then accomplish what you want to accomplish. And we have the bunny. So there we go. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good one there for you, Jenny. As long as it's not Hagalas. Yeah, we still have yard bunnies. Still have yard bunnies. Okay, Parker. What I do rune readings and I do tarot readings. So let me know what kind of reading you would like. Would you like a rune reading? Would you like a tarot reading? Or and if you do, whichever one you choose, which one? Do you have a specific question, or do you just want a general reading? I'm not gonna have to break out the worm. I don't know if Parker's still around. You still around, Parker? Would you like a tarot reading or a rune reading? So, what was everybody else up to today? Anybody doing anything interesting? We are going to be doing the witching hours Thursday, but we don't have a planned guest. This Thursday, you all can be our guest. We are going to try out a line in the Discord channel. So you can use Discord. You can jump into a chat room there, and then we'll drag you over into the wildcard line, and you can come on to kind of talk about some things that you would like to talk about, questions, stories, interesting things you found out recently that deal with the weirdo stuff. And we just want to try it out, and then we will then use that moving forward for when we have guests, or we have like the Halloween special where people can call in and tell ghost stories or whatever. So we're going to do that Thursday. So if you have something you want to talk about, something you want to question, something you want to talk about, whatever, yeah, be our guest. Tell us all your weirdo best. That's right. And it's kind of like trying to set it up so it'll be like call in, like, you know, when you could call in on the radio or whatever. That's what we're setting it up for. And then that also will allow you to talk to us. I don't know if we'll be able to do it with guests actually though, because we have a separate Discord thing going on. So we might not be able to do it for guests, but we can do it still for other kind of calls. All right. So I haven't heard anything from Parker. So let's go ahead and go to the next. And then if Parker comes back, we can get them going with their reading. You're next, linguist. Would you like a tarot or a rune reading this evening? Tarot, general, or do you have a specific? Oh, love. Love, love, love. All right. All right, Linguist, let's see what we got here. So the first card we have here is the Devil. I think this new setup works out because I just did this in haste today, and I didn't know if I was going to keep it like the new graphics on the screen. But I like the fact that my head isn't in the way of the cards because before I was always having to work around. So even though the screen's a little smaller, I don't know. Tell me if you guys like it or not. I think it might flow a little better. Hopefully you guys can see the cards well. Parker, I did miss you, but we can come right back to you. We can come right back to you. Okay. So of course, the Devil, Linguist, obsession, materialism, temptation, shadow, doubt, deviancy. We're talking about external forces, or not external forces, that make you do things, but your own choices. You've chosen to bind yourself to a behavior, a person, a situation, or a way of thinking that isn't healthy for you and isn't in line with your values. These possibilities don't only include obvious things like drug addiction or abusive relationships. It could be a soul-sucking job or poverty mindset. Things become devil-level problems because they are tempting and give us something that we think we want, which is why we have an attractive devil here in the card. It's important to know that you're not fated to stay bound. Maybe you'll need help, but you can get free just as the unbound man and woman did. The longer a behavior lasts, the stronger it gets. Like the wands feeding the devil, your actions and thoughts are feeding the connection between you and the thing you are bound to. We got this one for you last week, didn't we, Linguist? These were the things that were coming for you. The sun. And there it is. And there it is. A time of joy, confidence, and clarity. You have a strong sense of knowing exactly who you are in the best possible way. You know where you want to go and what you want to do. The sun means light, life, clear vision, joy, a strong sense of self, and a certainty of will. You know you can trust yourself. Functioning without doubt can be so freeing. Strong connection here between the devil card and the sun card. The devil card is that bondage to the thing, and the sun card is, freedom. When you are under the light of the sun, you just are, and it is good. The white horse suggests that your intentions are pure, and you are happy to follow them wherever they lead. And the Two of Wands. Having too many choices. Got this card a couple times on my last reading as well. Having too many choices and even can be overwhelming, often causing paralysis. The Two of Wands counsels you to pick based upon your passion. I'm seeing, I don't know, I have a feeling here, Linguist. I almost have a feeling like this are the two things confronting you right now. You have the devil and you have the sun. You have this freedom that you can have, this openness, this just being, but you also have a path that has kind of a temptation to it. Something that you may know is kind of unhealthy for you, that's kind of tempting you. And we have the decision to make a decision to make here. The Two of Wands counsels you to pick based upon your passion. However, we always know that isn't easy as it sounds. The real choice here is between your true and false passion. Consider whether a desire comes from your deepest will or has been imposed on you by others, by society, or by your own emotional wounds. Wands are also the suit of courage, and you will need that to make the right decision. If you want to set the world aglow with magic, pick the path that engages your authentic heart and encourage you to push the bounds of your courage. So, I don't know if any of that connected with you, linguists, in terms of like the sun and the devil being a choice you're making right now. Maybe you have a clearer idea of how those two things are connected, but there's obviously a choice in play here. And I feel like it's a choice between those two things. And it's like, obviously, if you had to choose between the devil and the sun, you're going to choose the sun. But the devil can be so tempting, and the devil can seem so good. And the devil can seem like it is the right way if you talk yourself into it. So, choose wisely, linguist. And I'm sure you will. Yep, take your time. Don't rush. And no problem. Thank you for the reading. All right, CMC. Tarot. Let's do it. Okay. All right, CMC. So the first one we have here is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is definitely an ideal to reach toward rather than a representation of what real life often feels like. Modern life includes a lot of juggling of time, money, and attention because we're being told very loudly not only what to want, but to want everything. Our priorities get lost in the frantic attempt to have everything. This card is about how to balance a budget or schedule the schedule and about how you allocate your resources. Although that really tells you what you value. Some say that if you want to know a person's value, simply look at their budget and schedule, because how they spend their time and money shows their true ideals. This card reminds you that to achieve a calm, fulfilling life without the frenetic stress of modern consumerism, you need to find your true center, your unquestionable priorities, and let your resources flow to them. If you feel what means the most to you, if you feed what means the most to you, it will be easier to find the resources, creating a balanced cycle, just like the Pentacles. I think that's pretty true. Like what's important to you tends to be what you spend money on for sure, where you put your resources. It was just like we were saying before. I think we were talking about this last time. You know, are you a guitar player if you don't play guitar? Are you a musician if you don't play music? Are you a tarot reader if you don't read tarot? Are you a streamer if you don't stream? So putting your time and effort towards those things is what makes that a reality. We have the Two of Wands again. This card, this is like the fourth time this card has come up in my last two streams. The Two of Wands. There's a tough decision that needs to be made. And maybe this comes back to that Two of Pentacles of putting your resources with where you want the outcome to be. I know you've been talking a lot about playing music and stuff like that. So I don't know if it directly connects to you with that, but the Two of Wands, deciding where those resources are going, making the decision on what you're going to put your effort to possibly. But man, that's crazy. That's 4 times in like probably like the last 6 readings that I've gotten that card. And then the Wheel of Fortune. And this is funny because this card the book starts off with the song here, for everything there is a season. And the wheel reminds us of that. Our experience of life isn't just one wheel. Though life is a wheels within wheels, a lifetime, a year, a season, or your time spent in childhood, being a student, spouse, sibling, parent, grandparent, or in a certain professional role. The wheel upright says that whatever is coming is part of the natural cycle and shouldn't be a surprise. When things are flowing as they should, there is a feeling of rightness, and that feeling influences the meaning of this card as lucky. So, if it comes up for you, things will flow in a natural way, and maybe you'll even have a little extra special good luck too. Sometimes the normal flow of life includes things that we might associate with the bottom of the wheel: death, endings, things falling apart. The wheel keeps turning and there is no stopping it. Even death doesn't stop, because matter decays and becomes something new. You can control a lot in your life, but not everything. When faced with the inevitable turnings of the wheel, know that you can always control how you respond to anything that comes your way. Exactly, CMC. Turn, turn, turn. For everything, there is a season. Yep. So deliberation, Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, definitely a decision you're having to make there. And The Wheel of Fortune is just talking about, talk the cycle of life. There's opportunity, there's destiny, there's fate, there's good luck, there's turning points. Good, CMC. I'm glad you were able to take something from that today. And thank you so much, my friend, for taking your time to come hang out and get a reading. I love this deck, CMC. I really do. This was my first deck, so it was very, it was the first deck that I got to know and like try to learn from. And I have to say, I have that other deck that I was reading with last week, and I do like it. I want to read more from it. But I just started realizing, looking at other decks and stuff like that, that I don't know. I feel like this is my deck. If that makes sense. Like I've grown an attachment to it. I'm growing an attachment to it for sure. Okay. Parker, it is your turn. Would you like a rune reading or would you like a tarot reading? And then what kind of question do you have, or do you just want a general reading? While we're waiting, I just wanted to say I don't know if you guys have been able to check it out, but I have been posting some videos. Hi, Hoaxsters. What's up, my friend? How are you doing this evening? Real quick. I have started posting some. All of the streams are going up on YouTube, so if they disappear from the, I know my my VODs only right now. I think they stay up a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, maybe. So I'm putting them up for posterity on my Giant of the Frost YouTube page. And I've been thinking about maybe doing some stuff over there. Doing some stuff. Some readings again on that channel. Though I'm not quite sure what yet. I have also started posting the news sections from the witching hours, just the news portions. Of course, you can get the whole episode over there. But I started just breaking up and editing just the news section out and putting those up. If I can find another day of the week to stream, I was thinking maybe Sundays would be good. I'm not sure. I was thinking about just doing like a Giant of the Frost news stream where we just kind of openly discuss topics that are going on in the weird paranormal news. Trying to kind of stay away from politics, although I'm sure we might get into like world events to a certain extent, but talking about weird paranormal news that's out and just kind of doing it that way. A couple other things I've happened to do is messing around Discord. I was able to create 2 subscriber channels for the Witching Hours and for this stream, Giant of the Frost. And I was thinking that maybe I could do something cool where if you're a Twitch sub, I could do like a monthly expanded reading, maybe like a larger layout or something. And I could just put that up in that channel. So just things I'm thinking about that aren't necessarily like all the way up, all the way thought out, but just things that if you want to give me some feedback and stuff like that, maybe that's something we could do. Yeah, lots of weird and paranormal stuff recently, lots of material. And you would love to see just news video streams, hoaxers. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could do maybe like an hour long on Sundays or something. Just like I don't know, pop in hour, 2 hours. Just kind of talk about what's going on in the world of the paranormal and mysterious. What's happening. Of course, if something huge is going on, we can talk about that as well. So we'll see. But I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it. And so one thing you guys can do for that is in this section, let me bring up the Discord real quick. If you want to post stuff in the share weird news in the witching hours section, that's stuff that we can talk about in that stream. And people have been posting quite a bit of stuff in there before. So share weird news in that section, and then that's something that I can go through and we can talk about, as well as the stuff that I find throughout the week. Well, I think Hoaxers, one of the big things that's been going on still is with the UFOs and this semi-disclosure, which was interesting. Cheryl Costa seemed to think that the disclosure was mostly focused at being what did she call it? Like misinformation, essentially. So, Parker, if you're still around, you are next on the list, my friend. And if you would like a reading and you haven't got one tonight, feel free to jump in, because after that, I think the queue is empty. I'm enjoying a Bold Rock Berry Peach tonight. I haven't had one before. It's pretty good. All right, I don't know if Parker's going to get eaten by the worm. I don't have a worm to feed him to. We'll go for another minute or so, and then we will go. Have ads been an issue for anyone tonight? I saw that the ads just went off, but I didn't see anybody say anything. Let me know how they go. I can shift them around a little bit to make it better. But we do have. I started that tonight. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, excellent. I think you might have popped in right after they went off. But the good thing about the ads, the benefit of the ads, is we lose the pre-rolls, which is good. Yeah, that's the way it might seem, CMC. Which is fine. If they make it in, then they'll make it in. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, Hoaxers, would you like a rune reading? Would you like a tarot reading this evening? And if so, and which one? Do you have a question or just general? I don't know why that's flubbing me up tonight. Would you like a rune reading? Would you like a tarot reading? And if so, what is your question? What is your favorite topic? UFO or ghosts? Well, that's a tough question. I think it shifts from time to time. My interests change a lot. Like I get really attached to one thing, and basically until I get kind of burnt out on it. And then I'll move on to something else. And kind of get fascinated with that. I would say all in all, the UFO stuff is some of my favorite. Definitely one of my tops. But a good ghost story is a good ghost story. I used to love listening to EVP shows, and one of my favorites, though I don't know if I've ever heard one that's totally been where I was a 100% believer, but it's always interesting to talk about, is time travel. Is another one. People who claim to have time traveled. Yeah, I'll just I'll deep dive on something. It doesn't mean that I'm not interested in it anymore, but I usually kind of put it on the back burner. But I also tend to go back to it. So I'm usually kind of like, I'm like I said before, like the Ten of Wands card is totally me. I always got a million things that I want to do, that I'm trying to do, but I can't do them all at the same time. Okay, you want a general and a tarot for you tonight. All right, let's see what we get for you tonight, hoaxers. Got an extra tonight. All right. I did move the desk. I was on the wall, like against that wall over there, and it was facing back towards the back of the room where the fireplace is. And I liked it like that, except there was just too much I couldn't control, like to get like a good setup. And I wanted to be able to like put stuff behind me, as I have done, that could make things a little interesting. So I moved it around like yesterday, and I started hanging stuff today. So hopefully you guys like it. I think it's got a good little vibe going on. Yeah, I was talking to Jenny about it, and I said I don't want to lose the fireplace. The fireplace is so cool, and I could have put the desk over there where the fireplace would have been directly behind me, which would have been really awesome actually. But the only problem with that is then the back of my desk would have been open to the room, and I'm not like, I have so much stuff with lights and cameras and audio interfaces and speakers, and my wires are crazy. So I can kind of put them behind the desk against the wall and hide them. If I would have tried to have the backside of my desk looking out into the room, it just would have looked like trash. But if it but if it was just a studio, like if it was just like a place that I streamed, it probably wouldn't matter. But it's also a place that we can chill out. So I wanted to keep it looking good that way anyway. But yes. All right, we're starting off with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, a healthy tree has deep roots, a strong trunk, and branches that reach for the sky. Your current family tree, hoaxers, we're getting a lot of stuff for you recently with family and friends. The last reading I gave to you was about that, and this is, talking about your family tree, your friends, the people you consider family. Your roots are your inheritance. We got that for you the other day as well with the Thala. Didn't we do a rune reading the other day and we got a Thala for you? Your trunk is the life you have created, your home, family, work, friends, hobbies. Your branches can be children, but also can be plans for the future, projects that affect your world outside of your sphere. Pinnacles are about the material world, but they are more than that. The symbol has 5 points, one for each element. The Ten of Pentacles lets you know that you truly do have it all, at least for now. Yeah, I think you had a Thala. Because I remember trying to figure out like what the whole deal was with inheritance and the connection to ancestry. And it was talking about leaving a legacy and all of that kind of stuff. And now it's popping back up again for you. So let's see what else we can get here. So we have that light, man, I tell you. The Magician. If you are wondering about whether or not you can attain a specific goal, the Magician votes yes. You are poised to accomplish something magical. You have the drive, commitment, knowledge, and skills to do whatever you are considering. Knowing you have all the power might feel heavy, because with great power comes great responsibility, Spider-Man. Having confidence in your decision helps you feel more comfortable with casting the spell, taking the action, or saying the words that you want. The bottom line is that if you want to do the thing, you surely can. Just be sure that you really want to. The Magician's power comes from wherever he believes the source of magic is, as well as his belief in magic. The infinity sign on his hat and the position of his arms show that he channels magical energy from that place and directs it to Earth in order to create the change in the world. Make sure you are confident with your ability to work with the elements as represented by the wand, cup, sword, and pentacles to achieve your goal. We have a knight. We have the Knight of Swords. When convinced that her view is the truth, the knight will fight for the truth with everything she can. Her formidable logic, skillful arguments. She holds as tightly to her ideals as she does her sword. A warrior of words, she can create amazing beneficial change in the world, or she can destroy a person with blunt observation. She doesn't have strategic experience, but what she lacks in long-range vision, she can make up for with speed. So far, I kind of feel like this is hitting on some stuff, but it kind of seems to be all over the place a little bit. So we kind of have I almost just wonder if this isn't just confirmation for your reading last week. And these two, we have, you having the ability to make it happen. You are the magician. You can make happen what you want to make happen. And the Knight of Swords is saying that can happen if you're confident, if you're quick, if you're rational. Use your intelligence, your logic, all of those things. And there's your bonus card. The Tower. Oh, it's your birth card, your life path number. Yeah, the tower has a bad rap. I mean, I don't think there's any horrible cards to get because the tower can signify a great change and a positive change, a way to kind of move into, like the snake shedding a skin and the birth of a new cycle. And maybe not necessarily something like rocking your life to its core, but something that's going to kind of shake your belief structure, which can always be a good thing. I think it can always be beneficial to have that change sometimes, realization, and paired with that knight too. It talks about the knight, having to gain experience with strategy and all those kinds of things, and the tower is something that's going to bring that experience and that wisdom to be able to move forward. So I think those three cards work pretty well together. You guys might see something there that I'm not seeing. I think these cards work pretty well. I think it's pretty clear what this is talking about. What you have the ability to do, hoaxers. The power that you have within you to manifest and to make the things that you want. And by doing so, I think that's more so what the tower might represent, is just a shifting and understanding that once you get to where you want to go, you're inevitably going to come to a tower moment where things are going to shift and your belief system, or not belief system, but like what you knew as reality is going to crumble, and that's going to change, and that's going to happen over your life many times. But I think this Ten of Pentacles is, because last week so for me, when I got done with your reading last week, I was like, man, I don't know if I was on with that reading for hoaxers or not, because I don't know. I didn't know how well that was reading for you. And I think if anything, that was more confirmation for me, because I was like, it was all about legacy and inheritance and family, and like how that was going to be left behind and family moving forward and all that. And I was like, I don't know if that was good or not, but anyhow, that's the cards that came out. All right, let me see what's going on here. Welcome in, Just Smokey. How are you doing? The queue is still open. Yeah, it's the greatest teacher. The tower is, and I'm the same way. The tower is what teaches me as well. That's what I'm thinking. What you are saying, or else does someone else have different thoughts of this? No, I think I agree with you, hoaxers. I think that's it's going to be a lesson, but it could be a lesson of growth, like I said before, about changing your ideas about things. Frosty, everything will fall into place and is always up to the viewer to make their judgment of the reading. You're doing great. Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm just trying to, figure it out for myself there, linguist. But for sure. But I was like, yeah, I don't know if that one makes sense for you or not. And I think that was just like, that was good. So thank you, linguist. I appreciate it. Amber Slurking, welcome in, Amber. Welcome in, welcome in. It was good. I haven't seen any change or movement right now, but I did get the reading from the last week read. Okay, well, so that's good. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for getting a reading. Hoaxers. All right. All right. Hold on one second, Just Smokey. Parker, are you here, Parker? I've missed you a couple times. If you're here, we can get a reading in for you. Yes, and Medium Jenny Lee has quick draw readings on YouTube, and she's been putting up a new batch this weekend, and I have not watched the Gemini one yet, and I need to watch it. Parker Sama, if you're here, we can fit you into the reading. Okay, it looks like Parker left. They missed her reading a couple times, so we will move on. Okay. Just Smokey, would you like a tarot reading or a rune reading? A rune reading, so let's do that. That sounds absolutely fabulous. So this is what we're going to do. I have a ad break coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that ad break real quick, a little early, and then we'll get into your reading. So hang tight, everyone. If you need to go refresh your beverage or something like that, go ahead and do that. And for those who get ads, we'll be right back. All right. So we'll get ready. For the rune reading. So who else, is anybody on here tonight taking the class next weekend? With Medium Jenny Lee? Chakras? One thing I do not like about my new room is it has a very thick carpet, which makes rolling in my chair impossible. I used to have a wood floor I was on. But just a small thing. Okay. All right, all ready to go. Let's roll. So I'm actually going to do a rune cast for you. And we will see what the runes have to say this evening. Okay. So we'll start with this one here. And this is Iwaz. And this is all about you, a spiritual connection with the yew tree. And the yew tree was thought to have been what the world tree, Yggdrasil, was. It was a connection between the underworld and the upper world and the middle world, which is Midgard. And this represents spiritual knowledge. Death is the great initiation to wisdom and hidden knowledge. That's what the rune represents. In a reading, this is talking about progress. Even if things don't seem like it, you might be thinking to yourself, things are stagnant right now, but they are moving along, and events are going to begin to speed up. You could find yourself with sudden change, and transition is going to be close. So be ready. Very similar to the Tower card, but without the crumbling and the destruction nature that the Tower brings. This is a transition from a previous life and into a new state. Pay attention and be prepared for your opportunity. You will know when it is time to act and use your courage and bravery. And your courage and bravery will awaken for this. And this can be a symbol of coming victory. Now, here in the middle position, we have Dagaz. Now, Dagaz is a rune of belonging. It's a breakthrough in the process of self-change, a transformation in attitude. So very similar to what we had, to what we just had there. This can, yeah. Extraordinary results can begin a change in how we live our life. So I feel like there's a lot of change coming for you, just Smokey. Like, both these first two runes are just talking about a complete transformation that could be taking place here. The outcome is assured, but not predictable. You have to have radical trust. Once again, it's talking about the courage that you need to have while you're in this period where you're going to transition into a new phase, into a new cycle. A period of achievement and prosperity could be introduced by this rune that was going to take hard work. So very similar in talking about transitioning into something new and something different. And then finally, this rune here at the bottom represents wealth. More specifically, for these runes, it was a symbol for cattle, which kind of represented wealth. And this means that profitable times are on their way. Be active, work hard, which is the same thing that we just had in Dagaz. Work hard, create your own good luck. This rune can represent a good omen for fertility, relationships, and new beginnings. What do you have going on, Joe Smokey? All three of these are talking about new beginnings. New beginnings, a transition, a shift into something new. Good fortune, good things are coming. Putting in hard work. So definitely some kind of transition is on the horizon for you. And all in all, while it's going to require you to kind of trust and maybe even have to like make some blind choices, work towards what you're working towards, work hard, and there's going to be some really big changes for the better for you. That's what these runes are saying, Just Smokey. So I hopefully you might have something in mind of what that could be. If not, you might want to be ready for a wild ride. All right, if anyone else would like a reading this evening, feel free to jump in. The queue is now empty. I was thinking that maybe we could watch the Gemini reading on YouTube for the quick draw, because I had not watched it yet.
Hey.
Okay, let's see. I've been asking the universe to guide me through something. I'm not really sure what work I have been doing. Yeah, this is talking about work that you're going to need to do. There's a transition and you're going to have to put in hard work, but it seemed like it's going to be beneficial. So maybe that's the guiding that the universe is doing, taking you to where, to that transition. But hopefully you were able to make some, you were able to take something from that reading for yourself. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to watch the Gemini quick draw reading, which I'm a Gemini, so I want to watch it. And Jenny said that I should watch it, and I hadn't gotten around to it yet. So let's see what we have going on here. Doop doop. Gotta minimize that. Put that there. Move that down. There we go. Maximize that. All right, and let us watch. So if you happen to be a Gemini in here, this reading is also for you. If you are not a Gemini, then you can go to Medium Jenny Lee's YouTube page, Medium Jenny Lee, and you can find readings for your sign. Let's get started.
Hey, it's Medium Jenny Lee. I'm here with the July 2023 Quick Draw Energy Tarot readings. There will be one for each astrological sign, and even though these are recorded for July, I ask them to be timeless, and when you are called to watch them is the divine timing for you. I hope that you enjoy this energy reading for your astrological sign. Gemini, this is going to be your quick draw energy reading for the month of July.
You can also use your moon or rising. Gemini moon and rising does fit.
Wow, Gemini. What is going on here? In all three of these cards, you have a lot of colorful rainbow
lots of colorful
stuff
rainbows
going on. And in these two cards, you're keeping yourself locked out of the colorful, wonderful, beautifulness. And in the last card, you've become one with it. Now, last month, for the June readings, I know that this card came out quite a few times for different readings, and I don't know if it came out for Gemini specifically, but I know that it popped out multiple times, and here it is again. Here it is again. These two cards are absolutely perfect together. So this one is the Five of Rainbows. Rainbows is about the physical, it's the outsider. And this is the Four of Clouds, which the clouds are about the mind and its postponement. Both of these figures are waiting. What are they waiting for? This little dude is standing inside of a fence on a gate, with a gate, looking out into the wonderful world of majestic, wonderful, beautiful, rainbowy goodness. And he thinks he's stuck there. Thinks he's stuck because there's a chain and a lock on this gate. But if you look closely enough, the lock is not locked. All he has to do is take the lock off, unwrap the chain, and walk through the damn fence. into the amazing wonderfulness. But because he feels like he's an outsider, he feels like he doesn't deserve what is on the other side of this fence. He feels like he's not worthy of what's on the other side of this fence. He's deciding to just stand there and look at it instead of becoming part of it. This next card is essentially the same thing. Remember, this is physical. So this is like physically taking the action, physically taking the step to go through and become part of this world and being inclusive in it instead of being an outsider. And this postponement card is a cloud card, which is about the mind. So this figure is looking through a frame into a colorful, beautiful, amazing landscape. The world of which she is living in is gray, black and white. It's not nearly as exciting. Still beautiful. But she's wanting to go to this other landscape, but for whatever reason, she's putting it off. Now's not the right time. This isn't what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Blah, blah, blah. She's thinking about it. She wants to, because notice the rainbow colors are starting to show up in her clothing. But there's no reason to wait. All she has to do is walk through the frame. And she's become part of the beautiful, wonderful, amazing landscape. These cards are the same thing. They're the same thing. One's action, one's about the mind. She's putting it off because she thinks that now is not the right time. The outsider is putting it off because he doesn't feel like he fits. This is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm locked out of here. But both of those things are not true. They're not true at all. The last card here. Notice how colorful this guy is. He is the rainbow. He's the king of rainbows. He has integrated himself with all the colors of the rainbow. He stopped putting it off. He stopped thinking he wasn't worthy or deserving or that he didn't fit, and he embraced it. And now look at him. He is open to the world. He is abundance. This is the abundance card.
Yeah, the king of rainbows.
You can have all the things that you want, Gemini. Everything. All of it. Whether it's physical things, whether it's emotional things, whether it's spiritual things, whatever it is, and whether it's all of those things at once. You can have them all, but you can't get there. You can't be this dude if you're thinking that now's not the right time. And if you are feeling that you're not worthy and that you don't belong. So it's time, Gemini, to take the lock off the gate and walk through the fence. It's time to stop thinking that it's not time right now, because it is. Walk through the frame. And then this is where you'll be. You'll allow the beauty and amazement of the universe to flow to you. Right now, you're not allowing it to flow anywhere. You've bottled it up outside of your reach. But it can be. It can be yours. Gemini, I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe.
All right. Well, think that was pretty good. Yay, applause. Yeah, that rating fit me pretty well. I always consider myself an outsider. I've always been the outsider. So as a Gemini, that reading went well for me. Yeah, we did just watch a Gemini. Yeah, I've always been an outsider. I was a Navy brat, and I moved around everywhere, and I was always the new person, the outsider, definitely. And I still have that mentality. So sometimes I don't delve into things like I should. I stay on the outside, so definitely something I can work on probably. So yeah, good reading. That was good. Definitely working to get there for me. Working to get there. Accepting abundance, those kinds of things can be difficult. I think a lot of us struggle with that. So thank you, Medium Janelle. That was a wonderful reading. Oh, we can talk more about it off stream, I'm sure. Well, I got through all the readings tonight. I didn't see anybody else jump in. I don't think I have any more people in the queue. Nope, queue is empty. So, we'll hang out a little bit, see if there's any other readings that come through. If not, we can go ahead and wrap up. We've been going for, well, not quite an hour and a half yet, so that's a little, still got a little more time. If anybody wants a reading, feel free to jump in. We'll just hang out. So things we talked about last time was the stuff on Discord. So if you find weird stories, you want to talk about it on stream, we'll shoot for it. Maybe we can try for this Sunday. I'll probably just do it at the same time. Start at like 8 o'clock, and we'll just kind of do like a hangout, discuss weird news stuff. And then also remember we have the wild card line. So we're going to do that Thursday for the witching hours. So yeah, I think that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We do have some guests coming up. I'm in the process of booking some more guests right now. So we should have some fun stuff. We're going to have Mark Hunter Brooks back soon. I haven't talked to him yet, but I know he wanted to come back this summer. So I'm thinking maybe soon. And if there's someone that you would like to have back, always feel free to let us know in the Discord. Let's see what's going on. Okay, would you want to do another round for me if you're okay with it? How is about love? Good, excellent. Lovely is a good thing. Lovely is a good thing. Yeah, I can pull another couple cards for you, Linguist, if you would like. Anything, same topic or something different? Okay. All right. Linguists. We had who just so I know, because I don't know like how I've never really heard. Didn't really know about it that much. Who has a chicken fiesta? Who's heard of chicken fiesta or has a chicken fiesta near them? Have you heard of chicken fiesta, Linguist? You know Chicken Fiesta hoaxers. Have you eaten a Chicken Fiesta? Never heard of it, CMC Air Boss. So I'm imagining it must be kind of a mid-Atlantic chain then. I had never eaten there. There's one in Richmond that I had seen a few times, and I had a friend talk about how good it was a couple of years ago. But there was not one within a 2-hour drive of our house. But we have one in the town we live in now, the city we live in. So tonight we were running some errands and I needed some wall anchors and stuff like that to hang stuff on the wall. And we decided to give it a try, and it was good. It's like they do rotisserie chicken there. Like, so all the chicken they use is like being cooked on like a Spitfire, like right behind the counter, like with open flames, like a wood oven. But it's Mexican food. So they do like burritos, and Ginny got a burrito, and it was like a back in the day Chipotle burrito, like a huge, massive. Like I went to pick up the box that it came in, and I was like, I felt like I could, like I could lift weights with it, and it's good. It's good. So there's some more talk to get you hungry, linguist. It is somewhat popular where you're at, hoaxers. Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. Apparently there is one Chicken Fiesta in Seattle. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it's probably not worth driving like, an hour and a half or something to get to, but if you have one locally, it was pretty good. It was all right. Pretty good. If you want some rotisserie chicken Mexican food, it was pretty much on point. That was like we went to California. So I went to the West Coast for the first time last summer. And we ate at that wasn't the first time. Me and Jenny had also gone to Las Vegas like the year before that. But we ate at man, I'm gonna forget the name of it. In-N-Out Burger, which might not seem like a big deal. Yeah, In-N-Out Burger, CMC Airbus, which might not seem like a big deal, but we don't have In-N-Out Burger on the East Coast. And you hear about it all the time. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was like the way I explain In-N-Out Burger for people who have never, like us East Coasters, many who have never even heard of In-N-Out Burger before, is it's like McDonald's if McDonald's was really good. It's like how I imagine McDonald's would have been in like 1955, like the quality of the food or whatever. Does that make sense? I always wanted to try In-N-Out and Five Guys. So, hoaxers, are you saying you've never had Five Guys before? You've never had Five Guys? Five. That's actually. So Five Guys they have a lot. I mean, those are everywhere here, and they're pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, the quality of the food is great. Burgers are good. Fries are like out of this world, and like if you order a small fry, you basically get like a whole paper brown bag full of fries. So like if you're trying to get like stuffed on food, it's good, great, no problem. It's a top tier burger. Only problem I have with Five Guys is it's like really expensive. It's like, I don't know, burger and fries is like, I don't know, 15, 16 bucks. If you're trying to get a burger, fries, and drink or whatever. Oh, no, the animal style stuff is In-N-Out, which I've never had. Well, I've never had the animal style. I've just had In-N-Out a couple times. I'm selling Five Guys fries right now. We were just talking earlier when we were driving around. When we went to Chicken Fiesta, I said that we ought to do some tier lists one night. Maybe we can add something like that into the news stream Sunday. We can do some restaurant tier lists, food tier lists for China the Frost stream. We can get it to where we all somewhat agree on it, and we can post it up on Discord. Go share it on other people's Discords and start fights. Like with Yo Erica and Priestess and all them. Go post our tier list over there. McDonald's either on tier. Is that tier up or tier down, Hoaxsters? I know most people is tier down. It's like F tier. But there's some people, like my two daughters, who would say that McDonald's is S tier. Yeah, I'm drawing for her right now, CMC. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have it on the table scene. I've been drawn. I got stuck when I was drawing the oracle card there. Well, we have Hagalaz, linguist. Wow, look at that. There's polar opposites here. The Sun card, again, linguist. What do you got going on, linguist? This is the third time I've drawn the Sun card for you. And then at the same time, this is also the second time that I've gotten Hagalaz. And we were talking about the Devil card earlier. There is something going on that is keeping you from being where you need to be. So the Sun keeps popping up for you over and 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 over again. And Hagalaz, this status of it's just a time of radical change, which, to be honest, is a lot like, it's a lot like the Tower. A time of feeling powerless. There's just unexpected but inevitable change and disruption, sudden and unexpected. You might have to rethink your plans. So things are just an upheaval right now. In the tarot world, I think probably the closest we could get would be the Tower. So we're just getting this time of transformation, but we have the Sun card here, and then we have, let's look at Temperance here. You are in the right place at the right time, and everything you do feels seamless and elegant. You feel magical and tapped in. Temperance is a card of perfect, graceful balance. Balance is not always in equal measures of something. It is much more subtle than that. It is a state of self-control through moderation. Sometimes the stars align and you achieve this extraordinary flow. I'm starting to think here what we have. Oh, let me see if I can. Oh, add in progress. Okay. We'll pause for a moment. We'll finish the reading when the ads are done. Okay, linguist. You know, I think I might have an insight into what's going on here, which is this temperance card is kind of making it clear. If we look at the reading you had earlier with the devil, for you right now, it's all about finding this balance. And I feel like, Hagalaz might be a situation you're in right now where you're like wanting to move forward and things just aren't working out the way they need to. And that's because this temperance card here is talking about finding a balance to be where you want to be, to enjoy the sun. Temperance is a card of perfect and graceful balance. When we were talking about the devil card earlier, not everything is, not everything is just bad and good. All things can be good in moderation. Balance is not always equal measure, but it can be a state of self-control through moderation. Moderation. Sometimes the stars align and you have achieved this extraordinary flow seemingly by accident. More often, it is because you paid attention to circumstances. Temperance advises you to do what you need in order to flow with the universe, like what she's creating there. Make sure you are firmly grounded emotionally and physically, as symbolized by her shoes with water and earth symbols. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, linguist, is there's just a balance you have to find here for the sun. And I think one of the issues there is that you can't find that balance yet because you're in this Hagalaz state right now where things are just kind of not progressing. What you want to happen isn't happening. What you're working towards isn't happening the way you want it to happen, and it's kind of out of your control. But just keep plugging ahead, be patient, and strive for that moderation, strive for that balance. Make sure that you're making the best healthy decisions you can make, both physically and spiritually. I think that for me that made a lot of sense. I hope it did. I hope it did for you, linguist. So I'm glad that you actually had me pull that, because I think that temperance card kind of cleared up what was going. Because that's essentially the same kind of reading we got before with the devil and the sun, and I think that just clarified it even more. So excellent, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I guess we can probably go ahead and draw this one to a close. What else do we have coming on? Tomorrow is the 4th of July. Does anybody have any big any plans for tomorrow? We are going to be going over to a family's house, and we're going to be lighting off firecrackers and fireworks and all that stuff, and cooking out and enjoying family and friends. I get to see a dear friend that I have not seen in a couple years, so I'm looking forward to that. And so I don't think Jenny's going to be able to do her stream tomorrow, but I guess our next stream between the two of us, she'll be back Wednesday. I'll be back Thursday, same time, same channel, and then we'll have a Friday stream. So a lot of going on, although we won't see you guys tomorrow. You're going to watch and listen to some fireworks. Excellent, excellent. That's what we're going to do. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun time because we'll be with friends and family. Speaking of all that Ten of Pentacles and all that stuff. We've been talking about hoaxers. So that'll be fun, and that'll be a good time. So I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July if you're here in the United States. And if you're not, then just have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next time. Let's see who we can raid this evening. Who do we have on? Michael Manus is on. Strange Moon Lilith. Does anybody have anyone specifically? You're down with the Mantis raid. Okay. Let's raid Michael Mantis. I know she's one of Yo Erica's crew, and I know he streams. I've been in a couple of his streams as well. Okay, guys. Thank you, everyone who came in. Linguist, CMC, Erebos, Hoaxsters. Thank you for getting readings guides. Everyone who came in, Just Smokey. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for the follows. Have a wonderful 4th of July, and we'll see you guys next time.